Hey everyone, it's Shanna here. Good day in the meantime. Today I was gonna address aligning with your truth, since this is part of the core aspects of the work I'm doing. Because really, coming back to yourself, or the question of how you live your life, what you live your life out of, is like, are you aligned with what is true for you? Obviously we can say there's all kinds of truth, and whose is it? Is there an absolute truth or not? Or is truth actually evolving as we're evolving? Like, is our truth, is my truth shifting as my perspective is broadening, as it's expanding and integrating more and opening into love more, right? Hi, Felix. Lovely that you joined. So aligning with your truth, it's one of the core shifts I feel are important in order for us to live our lives in coming from our heart and also connect to our purpose. Because if we don't know what our truth is and we don't honor it, there is really no gauge we have. I mean, we're lost to our inner compass. And for those of you who know my workshop, my free workshop, you might have, listened into that already. But it's really, when we're being raised as children, we're trained or being socialized or domesticized is what I call it, into being or behaving a certain way. And then we're being told that, in the moment, a certain behavior is maybe not acceptable, and that we should be showing up a different way, right? Or, parents don't have time for this right now, or we shouldn't make such a fuss, or, it's just doesn't work right now. We don't have time for this. Hi, Rice. Wow, good morning from Australia. Lovely that you're here. And so what that creates in us, because obviously for us, what's going on, we're having a natural response, we're having an emotional response to an event, and then someone else is telling us, no, that's not okay. Or you shouldn't be feeling this, right? Or you should be done with, you should be over this right now, get over it, be done with it. But your truth in the moment is you're still feeling it. You're still feeling sad, and you're still feeling frustrated, and you're still feeling disappointed and hurt, or just angry. And I mean, anger is just so not acceptable, because if you're, a well-raised child, obviously you're not supposed to be angry, right? That's just not part of the picture, ideally. And so, sarcasm, right? We've all been there. But the thing is that, what it does in us at that young age, also because our brain capacity is not in a space to analyze that or make sense of it. It's like we're taking this on as, okay, apparently something is wrong with me. I have this experience, and everyone else around is telling it, especially the adults, the authority figures around me are telling me this is not okay. Well, there must be something wrong with me. And that's basically the first times where we're losing connection, where we're disconnecting from our truth, right? And then based on what we're taking away from this, we're pretty much creating our life out of that, because once we have that subconscious belief running, there's something wrong with me, or if I show up a certain way, like when I'm angry, I'm not lovable, right? Or when I'm sad, it's like people don't like me when I'm sad, they reject me. I need to get over it. I shouldn't be making such a fuss, or I'm sent to my room, or whatever happened, right? And, sometimes when we're looking at childhood trauma or trauma in general, it's like there's this notion that has to show up a certain way, like this huge, massive event, like physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, or whatever. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes that's all it takes, right? These kind of trainings. And what it makes is that we're taking concepts away from that, where we're believing something about ourselves that is just not true. But then we create our lives out of that. And with one of my clients on the call today, there's also one aspect came to mind, hi Chris, around the whole part of suppressed emotions, you know, and I call it like emotional hygiene is what I'm inviting into. I don't have TV, but since I go to the gym pretty frequently, they have TV screens all over there. And so you can't help but watch, you know, kind of be aware of certain things that are going on the news at times. And so apparently there was a situation where an officer had, you know, beaten someone at a hospital. And honestly, I just saw that part of that. I don't know what was going on or what the situation was. But what came to me is, you know, just looking at that, and, you know, maybe that is such a situation, but it's like looking at a law enforcement person or an officer or someone like seemingly going berserk in a situation that maybe doesn't warrant that kind of heavy duty impact, right? But what is not seen is that this person possibly has been exposed to a variety or lots of, you know, violent situations over the weeks and months before that he hasn't been allowed to process, right? Because they're trained to not go there, just don't feel as if that were possible, right? But basically it's kind of a training to be detached or not let it affect you. And the fact is, though, energy doesn't go anywhere in my experience. You know, you still, well, there is an energetic impact. And then it's like, how are you dealing with it? Because it is there. You know, the energetic impact is very real. And then is it, you know, are you processing it through your, you know, through your body, physically and emotionally? Or are you trying to ignore it? Are you trying to make it go away? Are you trying to, you know, pretend it's not there? It's like didn't happen. Are you trying to numb yourself out? You know, all kinds of things, TV, sex, shopping, food, drugs, alcohol, you know, porn, whatever it is, you know, just noticing. And, you know, everyone has their different kind of default things to, you know, not be in touch, to, you know, not feel the pain, not feel the hurt, not feel the anger, because it's not acceptable, because it, you know, you shouldn't be showing up that way, and certainly not on the job. You have to have your act together. You need to be in control. And yes, you know, it's certainly conducive in certain, you know, in certain professions, or certainly also in business, to have your act together. Let's say, you know, in a situation to be, you know, to be in control and be able to act calm and come from a constructive place versus destructive. However, the invitation would be from here, you know, if you can take care of it in the moment, then do it ASAP afterwards. Like, take care of yourself. Like, it's emotional hygiene. It's like you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you eat when you're hungry. It's not even something you think about. But we don't acknowledge, or we don't understand what it does, what actually does to us, if we don't also have emotional hygiene, mental emotional hygiene, right? So it's like, okay, in this moment, I can't deal with this, but, you know, I make this space the same time as I make time to go to the gym, as I make time to take a shower, time to brush my teeth, time to take care of myself here. I'm going to make this time to move whatever has impacted me throughout the day through. Now, there seems to be like, you know, fears like, oh, if I allow this, I don't know where this is going to take me. You know, that's scary. You know, I might blow a lid off here. I don't know if I can't control it. No, you can't, you know, but, you know, there are ways to move this through safely for yourself and others, right? So that you can, in a healthy way, address it so that it doesn't stay stuck in your system, because this is what it really is about. You don't want it stuck in your system, because if it keeps staying stuck, then it accumulates, you know, there's more and more resentment, and you're basically a walking pressure cooker, right? And then you see situations like that someone is blowing up out of proportion, and we don't even have to go to law enforcement or whatever. You probably have this, you know, that experience in your families or with friends where, you know, you see someone blow up like, or, you know, maybe your significant other even, where like, where is this coming from? You know, like the situation didn't warrant this kind of blow up. And what's really going on for your partner is they've kind of bottled up frustration at the job or something, and they haven't, you know, they didn't know, or they don't know how to move this through, or how to take care of themselves in a healthy way so that they don't have to blow up. That's actually an option, just saying. You know, and if you're curious about that, send me a word or like contact me, you know. And the other part of that is like, if you don't blow, so that's the one thing, it gets blown up out of proportion, or it gets bottled up, and then, you know, you blow a fuse at one point. That's actually, in a way, kind of the nicer version for you. At least you get some steam off. The thing is, though, when you're so good and controlling yourself that you even manage to keep that down, then, you know, basically you have cancer at the end of the tag of that one. You know, that kind of suppression, again, energy doesn't go anywhere. That's what that means. You know, so the invitation is here, where are you with this? You know, where are you in or out of alignment with your truth in the moment? And how are you managing whatever's going on for you? How are you moving this, allowing it to move through your system, either in the moment, being completely authentically you, right? Can you allow yourself to live that? Are you confident enough to live that? Do you feel empowered to live that? Your authentic self? Or do you need to be someone for someone else, right? And just notice how much energy that is costing you to pretend, to put on that show, to be this other person where, you know, most of the time you don't even know what exactly that other person is that, you know, your vis-a-vis might be wanting from you. Kind of, you know, check in on that or not. You're doing your best, but it's not you, right? And that's a lot of energy to keep that up, that image up, right? Plus, any response you're really having from like anyone responding to you, can you really trust that? Can you really trust their response? You know, if they say they like you, can you trust that? Because you know you're fake. Who are they liking? You know it's not the real you. So you're gonna question that, right? Just saying. So aligning with your truth, I feel, is really, you know, it's so crucial for us to allow ourselves to live out of that space, you know, and the invitation to find that for yourself, you know, that kind of allowing, that accepting, that embracing of all of you, no matter how you show up in the moment. Self-love, unconditional, you know, being you as you are in the moment. You know, that's the most precious gift that you can give to anyone, really. You know, you're being your authentic self. And as you're moving out of that, it creates so much freedom in expressing yourself, and also the joy of being, just experiencing that. And if you want some more joy of being, I recorded a video on uplifting each other in the moment yesterday with a biker experience. Was really lovely. And, you know, just being in that space, or living your life out of that space, you know, it's so freeing, and it's so rich, it's so satisfying, and basically puts you into a space where you are connected to yourself, connected to your truth, and what is coming out of you is the creative expression of life. So you being you, giving your gift, meaning you living your purpose in every moment, you know, and that's, if you're not aligned with your truth, that's basically what you're cheating us out of, right? You're cheating us out of the true experience of you. All right, that's it for today. Enjoy your Monday.